What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, I was watching an episode of Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing, and he had Jamal Charlo on there. And that's not even what I want to talk about, to be honest with you, because what we heard from Jamal Charlo on there in regards to fighting Canelo and everything else, we done talked about that so many times to the point where it's probably never going to happen. And if it does, I mean, who knows how soon or how long it will be, if it ever happens. Okay. Anyways, something really weird happened on that episode. Paul Pierce, okay, for you who may not know, he is Mike Tyson's like co-host on the show. And they were talking about, they were basically was talking about boxing, of course, with Jamal Charlo, and out of nowhere, they started talking about Mike Tyson and what will be next for Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson was saying that, he wasn't happy about being, not getting paid by Triller. That, he was pissed off about that. But, like, he that's where he took it to in the conversation. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Paul Pierce is like, yeah, but Roy Jones still ain't pay you from that fight, man. Like, and he said it like several times. Mike Tyson wasn't even trying to entertain it, really. It was more like, I think, Mike was saying, like, I ain't worried about that, man. I ain't even, whatever. Like he ain't really even want to talk about it. But Paul Pierce was being real persistent. And he's like, nah, fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? I could send, I got homies. I could send out there. We get that money. You know what I'm saying? We need to get that money. Like, he just kept pushing it. Mike Tyson said something to the effect of, like, man, look, I don't want nobody getting hurt over no money or whatever, something like that. But, like, Mike really clearly was, like, not trying to really get into that at all. And Paul Pierce, man, like, out of nowhere, it's amazing to me, man, like, how people try to involve themselves in something that have absolutely nothing to do with them. Like, what are you, Mike Tyson's wife? His girlfriend or something? Like, why are you worried about what Mike Tyson, what happens between Roy and Mike Tyson? These are two grown-ass men. But then I'm looking at Paul Pierce, and it's like, it's funny how when they on that NBA court or an NBA show, doing commentary or whatever, and how they try to smile and act so down to earth, but then they get on certain shows, they get in certain, situations, and it's like all of a sudden they get in front of that camera, everybody's a super gangster, a super tough guy. And that's some cowardly shit, first of all, to even say, I got homies, you know what I'm saying? I can send them over there to Roy, the Roy house and get that money. And it's like, I'm sitting there like, is this dude drunk? Is he high as hell? Like, and if he is, you need to master your high, man, because that kind of talk is cowardice. I mean, you not talking about going putting hands on nobody. You talk about going to send somebody to somebody's house. First off, what's really incredibly stupid is you sit up and incriminate yourself and say something like that. If I'm going to go to jail, I'm going to make sure that whatever I go to jail for, it is something I did intentionally. I'm going to make sure it's something that's worth, that I feel like it's worth me doing. Like defending my family's life or something like that. Or, protecting my family. Or, even if you get out of pocket with me and I feel like, nah, when I see you, it's on sight. Whatever it may be, I'm going to make sure that it's for me or for people I love. I'm not sitting up here trying to fight for Mike Tyson like Mike Tyson can't defend himself. And the fact is, I got nothing to do with his financial situation. So, let me let y'all hear Roy Jones' response.
Because we already know your history. You know what I'm saying? First thing, I got homies too. Number one. Second thing, I didn't work with Mike Tyson. So how could I not pay Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson was supposed to pay me. I thought they get paid. I didn't pay them. They paid me. So how can I not pay Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson's group and them people who put the fight on, not me. You understand me? Yeah. When it comes out to it, like I said, when it comes out to it, I got homies too. But most of the time, I don't depend on my homies. You want to eat, and you can send them home. I'm always at home waiting. What I do, I'm far field, way somewhere else. I don't know what he's talking about. I wasn't the promoter. I was just a participant. How can I not pay Mike Tyson? When I got the money in my hand and say, oh, I got to pay it, but I didn't. They called me and say, hey, Mike, want to fight? Oh, please. So, think he would come at you and say something as dumb and foolish as that? You know, live on air, first of all, and then, you know, the fact that Fat Joe has been on record as telling the story on when you pulled up on him back in the day, and just your overall mannerisms and star power as a fighter in general. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think he would be so reckless to say, okay, you want me to call the homies up? And then Mike said, no, I don't want nobody getting hurt over money, or, you know, me over money and stuff like that. And then he said, no, fuck that. Why do you think Paul Pierce is trying to come at you like that?
I have no clue. I really don't care, because who would Paul Pierce ever be in a boxing ring? So it's like, I don't really, you know what I mean? It's just whatever his problem is, let it be. Usually, as normal, we always say we are our own worst enemies. You understand me? First thing you gotta look at, if somebody screwed over Mike Tyson, you think Mike need Paul Pierce help? Do you know Mike's reputation? Do you know Mike's history? You think Mike need Paul Pierce to get something for him? Mike Tyson, honestly? Are you kidding me? Mike Tyson need Paul Pierce to get his back. You know Paul Pierce gotta be drinking or something when he say something like that. Mike Tyson,
He was on that toe, Roy.
just the baddest man ever been. Come on, bro. Are you kidding me? This one of the baddest dudes of all dudes of all time. You think he needs you to come get his back? You understand me? But now when you start talking about sending somebody at me, I got people to catch that too. So it's just whatever you want to do, you know?
Yeah, man. I listened to that, and I'm like, you know, as I said, it has nothing to do with Paul Pierce, man. And all of a sudden now, everybody want to just jump in a different lane. All of a sudden now, Paul Pierce, what are you, some mob boss or something? I send my homies at his house. It's crazy. And of course, you hear Roy Jones. He ain't trying to back down from that. You want to send him on. I'm home. But it's just the whole point of here we go. And let me say this again. And I'm going to say that. I don't care what nobody else says. I'm going to say this. For anybody applauding stupidity, I don't care what your nationality is, what color your skin is, you're a jackass. But I want to personally say to all the black folks out there, all my black brothers and sisters out there that be running their mouth about beef and unnecessary shit, if you sitting up here applauding this shit and thinking that it's funny, this entertaining, just what I be talking about, the ignorant shit, how when I hear black folks bitching and complaining about how racist shit be done towards us, and I'm not ever going to condone that shit or feel like people have the right to take shots at us because of what black people do to each other, but it always got to be a crab in a barrel ass motherfucker who got to come out with some, oh, you know, it's one thing to not get along or you don't care for a person's personality or whatever, but the evil is always, everything got to always try to come with some tough guy twist, but we always ready to try to cause harm to each other. And then sit up here and run our mouth about how, oh, you know, this player got paid more than, got paid just as much as I was making, yet I was better than him, and it was because of his skin color, and this and this and this, and you know, blah, 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 and racist is this, racist is that, but then y'all sit up here to applaud when two black men, you know, may possibly wind up getting into it with somebody, may lose their life, or just to fight the fact that a physical altercation could happen, even if nobody really gets hurt or whatever. It's the whole mindset. 40, 50 plus year old grown ass men, and you out here talking about sending somebody to somebody's house. And for the idiots that sit up here, oh shit, man, go jump off of a building. Seriously. Go jump off of a building. Because that's basically what your mindset is. You don't care about the destruction of your own people, but yet you're so quick to run your mouth about other nonsense, little petty nonsense. That was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is Paul Pierce smoking, bro? It's like, seriously. You had nothing to do with how much money Mike Tyson did or what was supposed to get or however or whatever. And like Roy said, they supposed to pay me. Trilla's the one supposed to however that work. Roy ain't paying nobody, but again. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.